Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Hairy Muppet, and today we are going to be talking about ladder games and all of the ladder games that I've been playing now. As you can see here, because my throat has been a bit messed up, I haven't been able to cast that much, so I've been playing a lot of ladder games instead. And I didn't do that well. I won a few games, I lost a few more games, and by the time I played this last game, up the top, I was still in Bronze League, so I wasn't making much progress, but the season rolled around, I played this one placement match game, and wouldn't you know it, it got me into Silver League. So there you go, one game got me promoted straight into Silver League, and I tell you what, that game was an absolutely awesome game. I just did all the right things and really put the pressure on, and really worked out well, obviously, because I ended up in Silver League. And there, if I read the forums correctly, you can't actually get downgraded in the middle of seasons. You can only get upgraded, so you can only get downgraded in the placement matches for next seasons. I can't remember where that was actually written, but it's on the Starcraft 2 Blizzard forum somewhere. So what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead. Actually, it's popping up there. So there we go. You can see my awesome APM there, only about 60. Or that was. Where's the bloody? Whatever. It's I'll have to go back here. There we go. So this is the replay, and we are going to cast this game, so I can show you this awesome game that I played. Now, of course, everybody knows that I am obviously going to win this game, but that's cool because obviously I'm just excited about getting into Silver League, and yeah. Just wanted to show off this game because it was a very good game. One of the first very good games that I've played in quite a while. Bronze games were quite messy, quite all over the place. I was completely refusing to go for... I thought this was me. This is the other guy. This is JLPK. Now, I can't remember what rank he was. I don't think he was ranked at this time. He was probably doing his placement match as well. But there you go, hats off to him. He did play an excellent game this time. But what was I talking about? Shit, I've completely forgotten now. I'm sure it was important. But yes, yeah, all my previous games, I had not previously been doing any 4 gates or stuff like that. Because 4 gates, I mean, versus bronze and silver players, most of the time you can just win automatically. I was trying to do a lot more advanced stuff. In fact, I'd been copying all the Masters games I've been playing, and I'd been gating up here, Forge, Fast, Expand, and getting a Nexus out like the 4-minute mark, and I started doing a couple of Fast Expands without the Forge, so I'd get a gateway out before the Forge, and then I'd get a Cyber and a couple of gateways, because I got Ling rushed like once, and I got Zella rushed at the time. I mean, bronze players, you know, they just build like 20 or 30 Lings with speed, and then they just send them out at you. And I mean, it doesn't matter if you're following, actually it's probably worse off if you're following a master level strategy at that point, because I mean, yeah, it's just you're not prepared. You're getting your Nexus up, you've probably got like 2 Zealots and a Stalker by that chance, and they send in 20 Lings, so what are you going to do? But this game, I decided, alright, placement match, I want to see if I can get into silver. I decided to just bite the bullet and go for a 4-gate. I just wanted to wipe him out, and yeah, just go for it. But he turned out to be quite tenacious. Did not well. You'll see how the game goes. And there we go. There's the funky looking pylon. I'm halfway through level 19 now, so close to level 20. I really want that funky looking pylon, but I just do not have it at the moment, and that's one of the other reasons why I play so many ladder games. But obviously when you play a bad game, you get like less than 10% of the XP for your next level, and that is just not good at all. So here we go, the proxy pylon coming down. I like this spot. It's not too far away from the expansion, and it's not somewhere that they're going to scout until they need the 3rd base. Even if they're attacking me early on, they're going to completely ignore this. So I really like that spot. Here we go. It's going to lag. There we go. It's going around. So I see 2 gateways and a cyber core. So I'm thinking, alright, that looks pretty standard at this point. There's nothing really out of the ordinary. Obviously he's not a complete retard. He's got 2 gates and a cyber core, so that's something. But still, I mean, unless you know that a 4 gate is coming, it's very hard to defend against one unless you're doing a 4 gate of your own. And so let's go on. So what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I've actually got, his economy is a little bit better than mine. He's actually really pumping out the workers here. If we have a look at the income, he's 22 over 18. I'm slacking off a bit on the workers. I don't know why I am. I'm just just not good. He's actually supply capped. I'm not even supply capped. I don't know why I'm not building workers. I'm just doing a pretty dodgy job of it. I keep getting SMSs, but luckily my phone is on silent. So here we go. Here's the first zealot. This zealot is a bit of a pain in the ass. I managed to get rid of it. I've got 2 stalkers on the way. Sorry. Yeah, versus Protoss, man. If I'm doing a 4 gate, I don't like to get too many zealots, just mainly stalkers. Stalkers do great against zealots, and they do great against other stalkers as well. So that zealot gets a nice scout off, doesn't really get anything happening. You did see the 4th gateway come down though, so that's not good for me. I was quite worried at that point actually. I'm like, alright, he's seen the 4 gates coming down, and what is he going to do? He goes for a Twilight Council at this point. He's going for a 3rd gate. So he's going to go for the very defensive-minded route, or maybe not defensive, but he's getting some stuff together. I mean, he's not mucking around. And here comes the. This is still just the 3rd gateway, but he's building a lot of zealots. He's getting a lot of forces out there. I'm doing the same as well. I'm just waiting for this to come down. Then I'll gate all these guys up, start wiping in a bunch of guys, and go in there and start wiping stuff out. You can see he's got a mothership core coming out. That thing was a little bit annoying at the start. But yeah, here comes the forces. Just one more coming out, and then I'll start warping them out here. As you can see, my income, not all of this cracked up to be. I had a little bit of troubles completely warping everything out that I needed to. You can see I only got 3 stalkers there. So a little bit crappy on my part, but that one zealot rattled me a little bit. So I'm going to keep going. And you can probably see it right there. A Dark Shrine coming up, so that was his plan, to go for some sort of cheesy Dark Shrine build. Or maybe this is his counter for the 4 gate, I don't know. But here we go, these Stalkers go in. Stalkers very good versus Zealots, but there's a lot of Zealots there, so I had to sort of dance around. And he did not want to leave that ramp, he wanted to stay up in that ramp for all time. So it's very hard for me to get these Zealots down, because yeah, you run up there and they get in range, so you gotta back out, and then you gotta run up again, take a couple more hits on them, back up. Especially this time warp just pissed me off so much. That time warp cost me 2 stalkers right there. Well, this one's not quite dead, but he's almost dead. So getting some reinforcements there. I finally realized I need some zealots, I need some barriers up the front. So I get some of those, run them up. And yeah, this goes a lot better. I've got the wall full of zealots. The stalkers wipe out a lot of zealots there, and I do a push in. I'm doing very well. And this is pretty much, on a normal game, this is when I would finish. I'd go in, I'd start killing some pylons. This many stalkers, the opponent doesn't really have a chance. But unfortunately for me, he has Dark Templars, and I have nothing against Dark Templars. So I see, alright, there's Dark Templars. I get the hell out of there. My rush is over. I sent a couple of zealots in there to cause some anarchy, but these guys are just going to run back. They're completely useless. And here we go. Here's a forge coming down. I don't know why I actually built 2 forges at that point. I'm used to building 2 forges in a 4v4 game to get my upgrades faster. But there we go. Robo Bay coming down as well. And yeah, I've just I'm really just got to save myself. Really just got to get this up as fast as possible. You can see I'm completely blocking off this ramp. I do not want the DTs to get into my mineral line. So there we go. They're going to attack a couple of these. Decide they're attacking the gateway is a better option. I can't really build anything around there to wall them off once the gateway goes down, but I do have my first cannon on the way. So it's basically a race against time. And the DTs, they know the cannon's there. They're going to go around. They are going to wipe out this cannon. So there we go. So this player, he knows what he's doing. He sends the other DTs out to the workers all run away. This cannon is not going to get up. The robo facility is up. I'm just running everything away. I run these guys away. The stalkers run away. Chrono boosting out an observer. Here comes another DT, and he is going to just massacre my probe force. So it's not good at all. He's trying to take out the Robo Bay, but with only one DT, the Observer does get out. And now my Stalker's going to work. One DT goes down, the other DT goes down. Or he's just about to go down. You gonna take him out or what? I can't remember. I think I was trying to get this one. But there we go, that DT goes out, the third one runs away. Fourth one, going back. So there we go. I managed to push it off, but I lost a lot of workers there. I'm down to 15 against 29. And I am in a lot of trouble in this game. But here we go, 2 cannons down. So that is going to stave off the Dark Templar harass for now. And my plan right now is I've got to push in. I've got to do some damage. I think I get a bit more forces, do I? No, I think I just go in with these. So I'm like, alright, maybe this guy just went for Dark Templars and now he's just moving back, so I'll just run in there. Unfortunately for me, he is not stupid at all. He is actually building up a decent force and he has got enough to counter me now, especially with their Dark Templars in there. So I go up there, I get ready to warp in. Actually, I'm not warping in anything. I don't think I warped in anything. I needed all these resources to build workers, and that's exactly what I did do. I just built workers like there's no tomorrow. Here we go, a couple of zealots. Just a couple of zealots, all I could really afford. And then I just continued with the worker production. I was going nuts on the worker production at the moment, which of course kept me in the game later on. But there we go. It's going to push in, and we see this army, and we are like, holy crap, he has not been doing nothing. So Stalkers, get out of there. There we go, they just go for a run. Save pretty much all of them. Sacrifice the zealots, run back. And basically, yeah, I've just got to hope that he doesn't invade me in the next couple of minutes. But here we go, getting some more reinforcements as well. So it's pretty much a whose base is bigger, whose army is bigger. And look at the resources he's got, man. So he's going for a Nexus right now. And that is exactly what I have to do. In fact, I go for a Nexus in the next minute or so. I'm not capped out on workers here, but I know for a fact after he pushed me up there, he is going for a Nexus straight away. So I've got to go for one straight away as well. I'm getting these defenses up, but yes, Nexus has to happen very, very, very soon, as in extremely soon. He's actually going for a third base here, man. He's going completely off the chain. He's 9 workers ahead of me. I think I'm catching up though. I was more than that behind before. And here we go, look at that resources. And here we go, going down for the Nexus. I've actually got the timing on here. I'm not running the probe down when I've only got 50 minerals and then him just waiting for the minerals to pile up. I'm going for it. And here is when I go for my second strategy. And my second strategy is get a shitload of ground units. Not even Immortals, not even Colossus, just Zealots and Stalkers. Upgrade the living shit out of them and get a ton of them. My sole aim is to get a bigger army than he is and just overpower him, because I know that it's probably too late for me to start teching up, because teching up is just yeah, I mean, he's already teched up. In fact, where is it? He's going for a... He gets a robo facility at some point. I don't think he's got it yet, but he definitely does get it. And there we go. So I've got to just get a ton of units, and there we go, going for the upgrades already. What's his upgrades at? 0, 0. So that's my plan, get a massive amount of ground units, and hope that my upgrades just outmatch his upgrades. So it turns out those 2 forges do actually come in handy. Here we go, one more gateway coming down. So we're going to go for a... I suppose we already had a 4 gate, but we're building up another gateway to have our 4 gate. And we're just going for mass units, massing out probes as well. But you can see I'm way behind on the army forces. He's 61 to 33. He could do a lot of damage to me at the moment, but he's not moving in. He's just concentrating on fortifying this expansion, which is very good for me because it gives me some time to catch up. And here we go, just getting more units. He's getting his mothership core back up again. He's starting to get the upgrades up again. So he's getting the weapons and armor. Where's his weapons and armor? He's a little bit behind me on the upgrade pass, but he's way ahead on the army size. But that's all I'm doing right now. I'm getting a little bit of tech to get zealot legs, but other than that, it's just army, 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 army. I don't think I actually got a robo facility until like another 5 minutes into the game, and then I'm like, hey, I might need another observer at some point in the game. Maybe I should get a robo facility. So there we go. You can see I'm catching up a little bit. My economy is still pretty crap. I'm only 8 workers behind now, so I'm catching up bit by bit. He's getting a 3rd base. I don't think I ever got a 3rd base in this game. I think I just stayed on 2 bases. So it was like a 2 base 4 gate, except I think I ended up with a couple more. I just thought I'd go in and kill this probe. He manages to keep it alive though, which is unfortunate for me. But that zealot, I just wanted to go in. I just wanted to hit that probe a couple of times because I'm like, why not, man? Just why not? Just take him out. But it's I mean, they would have seen that pylon eventually. I mean, it was there. They would have seen it eventually. And here we go. This massive amount of pylons coming down. I'm getting close. I'm building up forces. Quite a large amount of forces. He's, I think he's taking up. He's not building up massive amounts of ground units anymore. He's more worried about his tech. Is the robo facility up yet? No. Doesn't look like it. He could build up a massive amount of units right now, but he's more worried about his tech. And there we go. I've got 2-2 going already. He hasn't started them yet, so that's good for me. And I've reached his marker. I'm 4 harvesters below him, but I'm 3 army units ahead of him. So there we go. He's starting to build up a bit more army. He just scouted in. He saw how many units I actually had. He maybe started to get a bit worried. But look at this. I got 5 gateways on the way, and I am keeping them all fully working. I'm just going gateway mad at the moment, and I'm going army mad, and I'm just going to keep pushing in and keep doing the pressure. This is, I know I haven't done anything for like the last 10 minutes, but this is my motto here. I'm going to just get a massive army and just keep pressuring him, keep trading in his army. And I know, I'm sitting here thinking I've got to do it soon because I do not want to wait for him to get a get 4 or 5 Colossus, which he might have done at this point. If he was a bit better player, he might have got Colossus a little bit faster, but of course he didn't know my game plan. I may have been going for Void Rays. I think he knows my game plan now, but he's too worried about fortifying this base to worry about my army. But the army is getting a lot bigger, and there we go, 2-2 weapons just about done. He is still on 1-1, I believe. He's not keeping up with his upgrades, and this is going to cost him in the future, because with 2-2 coming up with these guys, I think I move out after I get 2-2. I just go in there, and it really, there's the robo facility coming out. It really does make the difference going out with 2-2 as compared to just 1-1. There we go, final few units, having my problems with the zealots and the stalkers. Why the zealots just can't run in front of the stalkers all the time, I do not know. But I do know about this base, and this base is what I'm going to go in and what I'm going to go smash. And I'm lucky he wasn't going to attack my base at this point, because a base race is not what I wanted to get myself into. But there we go, I got the army, I got the upgrades. He's starting to get his upgrades up as well. His rocks are going to go down, and I'm just going to run in here. I'm just going to obliterate everything. This is no special, this is just me hitting the A button and then clicking the mouse button. This is an attack move. He is very slow on getting his workers out, and most of the workers died, but I get out of there. I do not want to attack in this spot. He's got this position, the high ground, but there we go. As soon as he moves out onto this ramp and this bottleneck, I come back and I attack him. I think I've got the better position because he's up the top. And the zealots doing a great job going in there. They're really lasting that little bit longer with the 2-2 compared to the 1-1. And you can see my zealots going out there, and they managed to survive after his is dead. I got the better stalker army, but with the Nexus overcharged, I'm deciding it's probably not a good idea to engage here, and I back out. I save my stalkers, I get out of there. That Nexus overcharge just scared me away a little bit, saved the rest of my forces, but I'm right back building a crap ton of zealots. I'm just building zealots all over the place, constantly producing out of my 5 gateways. So you keep the pressure up, you keep the army going. If we have a look at where's his army, what's left of it. So he's got 1-1, he's getting 2 weapons and 1 shield. Of course, shield, I definitely think armor is better than shield, because, I mean, armor, generally a unit will have more armor, and look at this guy, 200 versus 100. I mean, shields do regen, but you've got more armor by default, and armor is when you really need it. I mean, you can lose all of your shield and half of your life, and that unit is still perfectly viable. But yeah, so I'd definitely take the armor over the shield any day. But there we go. I've got some more units up. You can see I'm ahead of him in army, and that's just because I'm building low-tech units, and I'm constantly building them. I'm not worried about high-tech. I mean, he's got his immortals. He is getting a crap ton of gateways. I'll give him that. He is buffing up the gateway production like there's no tomorrow. He's still ahead of me in income by quite a bit. But yeah, I mean, he's just he's not producing the massive armies that he really needs to. Now this is a bit of a bad situation for me. I mean, I've got a decent army, but these zealots move out, and he hits me. He gets a perfect flank. I attack move to go back up to these guys, but the zealots are already in range of these guys, so they keep attacking him. And the zealots just take a pounding because they don't have the stalkers. I'm attacking moving down, and they just run back in. So this is not a good situation. I've lost most of my zealots. The rest of them go in, do some good damage. I'm microing my stalkers to take out the immortals, and that was good. They're trying to move them away to get my zealots in between the stalkers and their stalkers, and it sort of worked, but I'm pretty much out of zealots at the moment. I'm going to go in here. I've got the slightly better army, but he is producing very closely to his base, and my reinforcements are ages away, so I'm going to have to back off here. Otherwise I just lose all these units. So I think I run away with them. Maybe not. Maybe, there we go. I run away when they're basically all dead and there's only 2 of them left. So there we go. These guys standing here, you should probably run away as well. Running in a little bit. I see. It's a little bit of back and forward. He's got the better army, then I've got the better army. But here we go. Constantly back and forward. Constantly getting more reinforcements. Just zealots. Now that I have zealot legs, zealots are infinitely better than they were previously. But still not as good as I would have liked. And he's finally got a Colossus, so that's always bad. They actually just killed his own Stalker. I'm not sure why he did that. I can only assume he did an attack move and he clicked on the wrong point. But there we go. I wiped out the Colossus, but yeah, it didn't really do much else. Trying to get a hold here, but I think eventually I do back off. He's just got too much. Meanwhile, I've got my third base up. I've got the workers all over there because, of course, these minerals just completely got wiped out. 3 more gateways coming down, so they'll put me up to 8. I don't think I've started on level 3. I do get it at some point, but not quite yet. And yeah, just going in, doing some stuff, setting up this pylon here, hoping that he doesn't see it, which he didn't. The Zealot got away, 2 kills, 3 health, so he's pretty ballsy. And the Observer, which is pretty much, I think that one's lasted the entire game. I'm not sure though, maybe the original one died. But there we go. This probe stays there for a very long time. I didn't kill it for like 10 minutes or something. But there we go, it's finally dead. And there we go, gateways get up. And I just go nuts on the army again. This is my game plan, to get a massive army of Zealots and Stalkers, and I stick to that game plan for the entire game. So here we go, 8 Stalkers coming down. He's building 3. He does have a capacity to build a lot of them. I'm just so pissed off that it doesn't show gateways up there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 gateways, he's got 13. So he can build a crap load more than I can at one point, but he doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't, he just doesn't. There, look at this, 8 Zealots coming down. And I do this for like a couple of minutes straight, just constantly, even when I'm attacking, I try and make sure that I'm constantly building, constantly using him up. I'm really not sure what he's constantly building his units on. He's probably building Stalkers, but I have a feeling he's spending a lot on his Colossus tech as well. Now this is a bit too much for me. I saw the Colossus, I'm deciding, you know what, I'll run back, I'll wait for 8 more Zealots before pressing that. Need a lot of Zealots to really get in there, and of course Zealots are really good when the opponent doesn't have Zealots. When they've just got Stalkers and Colossus, Zealots are really good. Zealots get up in their face. I believe the Zealots do more normal damage than the Stalkers do. It just takes them so long to get in there, but once they've got legs, it really goes well. I mean, the Zealots face off against each other, and that's good when both sides have zealots, because they sort of neutralize each other. But yeah, when the other opponent doesn't have enough zealots, your zealots will go in there, do a massive amount of damage, and really turn the tide. This is my tip. If your opponent does not have a lot of zealots, get a lot of zealots. They'll go in there and they will wipe out this small amount of zealots, and then the stalkers will go down so fast to your zealots. Your zealots will just completely wipe the ball with them. Here we go, very important, getting the stalkers up there. I do not want to get flanked and have the stalkers hit, so I move them up. Here we go, the zealots all coming down. Our zealots are trapped inside, so these stalkers are taking absolute thrashing here. The stalkers, I'm going to move them in. I'm going to focus down the Colossus. That's my main worry. And then it's just so many zealots, and you can see these stalkers are just fading away. All that zealot damage. It absolutely annihilates them. I actually bought some cough pills today as well. I've run out of antibiotics, so I bought some cough pills, and they're just not working. So I got no idea what's going on. But here we go. And there you can see I'm still building reinforcements. A bunch more zealots coming in. Bunch more zealots coming in. I've actually run out of money now, so finally you're starting to run out of money. Got 3-3 on the way, but I think I'm going to take him out before I get a chance to use that 3-3. And here we go, just using the good old A move, going in there and just taking him out. Mothership core comes up. He overcharged the Nexus, but that Nexus just got taken down so fast. And there we go. This is the end of the game, and that is just pure pressure. I built a robo facility, but I only used it for observers. No immortals, no colossus, no units whatsoever. Just basic ground. You keep your finger on the upgrades. You get them up as fast as you can. You build up a ton of gateways, and you build as many units as you can. And I gotta say, if he had gone for a fast Colossus, really fast Colossus, and he got about 5 of the damn things, he could have been a problem for me, or just a crazy large amount of immortals or something like that. But more likely Colossus. If he got a crazy amount of Colossus and like 2/3 of the amount of Grand Forces that I had, he probably would have wiped me out fairly easily. But he didn't. He tried to get Colossus, but he only ever got 1 out, I think. Or 1 out at a time anyway. And when you're facing this many units, I really got to tell you, I mean, a lot of people say, you know, stalkers are the greatest and stuff, but zealots, man, when you got zealot legs, they are the greatest, especially against a Protoss force which does not have its own army of zealots. If you got zealots and the other army doesn't have zealots, and you have legs, you will annihilate everything. Colossus do a lot of damage to zealots, but zealots are still quite tanky. I mean, there's 3 armor with 2 upgrades. They got 1 armor by default, so they're quite beefy. They last quite a long time. So yeah, I mean, they don't go down easily. Colossus don't wipe them out too easily. So there you go, get zealots, definitely. And there we go. It was an excellent game. It was not against a noob by any stretch of the imagination. This guy knew what he was doing. He must have been like a silver level player, definitely. But yeah, eventually the pressure of the ground units just took him out, and that is how I got to Silver League. So we're going to see if I lose all my games from now on in Silver League, or if I manage to start taking out gold players. I've got no idea if that's going to happen, but there we go. Thank you very much for watching this ladder game. I am absolutely awesomely thrilled to get into Silver League. And it's the first jump of hopefully a couple more jumps to go. Gold, platinum, maybe diamond. I don't know. I'm going to set platinum as my goal. Diamond, maybe pushing it a little bit. Masters is almost certainly out of my league. I'm just not that good. But yeah, let's see how we go. Definitely gold. Gold is coming up next, so we'll see how we do with it. Thank you very much for watching. This has been xhairymuppetx, and I hope you enjoyed this ladder game.